I must say, Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just—
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me, yet. Here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating the prophecies hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for— But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant—
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just—
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the Oh, great Hydro Archon. How—
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down, Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where—
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond— Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell—
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes.
The emergency response plan is—
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The oratories? It's just like—
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, I first caught wind of this when Lyney tried to investigate the oratrice in the Opera House. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be— Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette.
Yes, that's—
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so— Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Oh, Paimon's—
If it's on my—
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be— It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day?
Very well, we'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss—
Paimon's coming too!
The tea party turned out—
Water jet!
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an—
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth, as their father. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal setting. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax, I have no—
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. But by the way, and you can just consider this a bit of you are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress of Meropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Freminet, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But it's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do?
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is.
Yes, Father.
My dear children.
News from the fortress of Meropide. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the. Oh, and I have an additional mission.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of. You should know the rest. Lyney's group is quite close to you. It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftop. I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Freminet. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, of course, that is all just how I feel. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all, don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. Thank you for protecting Freminet. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primero. So as expected, the knave has turned. Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be You can't tell us?
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Freminet and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I believe so. The fortress has a long. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I'm more.
Huh? Why is it raining all of it?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Freminet.
Neuvillette!
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right.
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this.
Right, of course. there's still...
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't...
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, they say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today,
there are 7 elemental archons and...
the dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much, unless given the status quo, however. I would recommend
Oh, so even you can't solve...
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more...
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, we'll see you another time.
Take care.
Courier?
Yeah, I was
That's no excuse for... Huh?
Courier, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently.
And you? Are you still taking...
Yep. That is still...
It can be a bit annoying when there are a lot...
I mean, the infirmary does make...
Oh, yeah? Then why are...
You two really are just using your job...
Not at all!
Now guess.
Well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Looks like you're recovering nicely.
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right.
Whoa, how did she
She told me that it was...
She didn't want to stress you out, that's...
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out.
You meant father?
She said a few things that were,
Her attitude towards you is even better. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll...
Father's very...
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lyney was a bit too...
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for...
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants a...
Another implies that you are already served... Well, next time. We should start preparing that...
Oh, that's a...
I'll help you set it up.
Today is a lucky day.
Traveler! Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you— We're fine, but what about you guys? A few people sustained superficial injury. Oh, of course. How did Neuvillette know that he— Miss sure Neuvillette has strong resonance with the hydro element. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injury. If you're not too pressed for time, just let me know if you get a craving for any particular— I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time—
Grab yourself a well.
If you can find—
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get...
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the
All right, there's no need to get caught up in the details.
Hey, it wasn't just me.
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pet.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when—
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be what?
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates?
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing.
We're fine, for the most part.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask—
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Iudex himself to exchange the Courts of Fontaine. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of—
He sure sounds super—
Miss Cloran has left as well.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran—
Those are—
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so— Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from
Nope, they're from yours. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet—
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time.
You may access the cafe—
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners, though, so it really doesn't feel the same. Sure feels that way. But the— Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! It's like we've now gone to There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but you're counting Paimon today? Aren't you? Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Just our thoughts making Paimon giddy. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a home. We should be safe now, right? All right then. Good night to you, traveler.